happens to empty glass bottles and jars, or flat glass like windows and car windshields? Every year, Renewi subsidiary Maltha processes over 1 million tonnes of glass waste from companies, citizens, and municipalities across Europe. Through advanced methods and technology, we reproduce glass waste into high-quality secondary raw materials. Flawless for any customer in the glass industries, and an important task because our glass cullet and powder products can replace virgin materials, offering a more sustainable and environmentally friendly solution. Glass is endlessly recyclable without loss or quality, and our ambition is to give every bottle, every container, every piece of glass new life.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Kevin Bell, and I'm here to make you very excited about the glass industry, because I'm very excited about the glass industry. So, one way to start this is to tell you an interesting fact about glass. So, the interesting fact is, did you all know that glass, man-made glass, was first manufactured in 3000 AD? 3000 AD in ancient Egypt, or Mesopotamia as we knew it then. Interesting fact, right? But let's bring yourself to the present day. And let's talk about how glass is continued to grow, and it's continuing to grow in the glass recycling market as we see today. Well, there's three main drivers behind this. The first one is us, society. We're demanding that we actually reduce our energy consumption. This is clear. But did you know that actually by replacing the raw materials with recycling feedstock actually leads to a 30% reduction in energy cost? Big figure, right? The next one's regulation. Regulations are obviously changing as well, and there's a European target to boost recycling by 90% by 2030. But within that 90%, they want to try and drive 70% of that back into the remelt process to really close the loop. And the last part of this, the glass recycling market, is actually still continuing to grow. And it aims to, by 2027, to grow circa 7%. Within that, there's also new furnaces coming online. So the container glass industry by 2025 will have put another 2 million tons in Europe. 2 million tons of glass. And the flat glass recycling market, where there's some huge advantages for us in that market, will also grow circa 9% within this time frame as well. And also the fiberglass market aims to be just over 10% by 2027. So a growing market. So, who are we? Who is Maltha? Well, Maltha, in the countries it's currently operating, is a leading glass recycler. And as Otto mentioned before, Renewi is obviously the major shareholder of this group, and this is a joint venture with another company called Owen, Illinois, who's an American company, container glass company. So what do we do? Well, basically we recycle flat and container glass into other products that we can use back into the glass industry. But how are we doing that currently? And what's really leading to the growth that Otto showed you on the map previously, where we're in the top right-hand corner, right? So what's really driving that? I'll just give you a couple of examples. The first one's about client collaboration. Really working with the clients, not doing a deal for 12 months, 18 months. We're talking about the future together. Their sustainability plans, our sustainability plans. How can we reduce, make the quality better of the feedstock? And therefore we can help each other reduce the carbon effect. So it's really engaging with the clients and doing a longer term strategy together. Another element to this is recycling glass into glass. What does that mean, Kevin, you ask? Well, it's really closing the loop. So there is industries that we currently send glass into where it's classed as recycling. But that recycling might not come back for 10, even plus 20 years. Actually, by some of the innovation we're creating, it actually gets the glass back into the glass industry, where typically we would send it into other industries And the net effect of that is we get the glass back on average in 18 months. So therefore, we can keep bringing it back and round and round. And you can see the geographic locations of our sites currently, and we're doing just over 1 million tons of glass recycled in these facilities. Oops, just moving one. So what we're focusing on for growth, 3 main things we're focusing on. First one's process optimization. And by doing that, we're actually transforming the flow of the line and using some small innovations and technological advancements. And especially in our Netherlands sites and our Portuguese sites, we've seen an increase over 150% in throughput. I'll leave that figure with you a second. 150% increase in 1 year. Because I have a great team, I asked the question. And we're also we're a leading company as well in innovation. So I just want to share 3 of them innovations that we're looking at already now as a company. The first one is photovoltaic panels. Why is that a problem now? It's not today, but it is going to be in the future. So we're part of a consortium of 14 different businesses looking at how we can recycle every single component type of that photovoltaic panel, solar panel, and we're the only glass company leading that. And this is a European subsidized project, something we're very proud to do. And obviously there's 1.8 million tons of this glass coming onto the market in the next few years that needs to find a recycling solution. And we want to be there to provide that solution for the clients. We're also looking into windscreens, and we've now managed to look at innovation, and we've now been able to recycle every component of the windscreen, so we can fully recycle it. And the PVB interlayer of the windscreen as well, we can get all the glass off it. And we can reuse the PVB interlayer back into other products, 100% recyclable. And the last part of that, which is usually a byproduct of the glass recycling process, where you use the basic fine fraction of the process itself by the sieving mechanism, is usually used either into different industries, i.e. construction, aggregates, or sometimes, worse still, and it still happens today, believe me, it goes to landfill. We've actually provided a solution for that very recently, where we can now reuse all of this back into the glass recycling process and back into the furnaces. And the last part of this is, by doing all this, we want to expand. And we're looking in areas where we currently are, and we're looking at areas where we're currently not. And that's what we're trying to do. Look for opportunities all the time where we can add value to the clients and to our business. So what does all this mean? Well, it means, as our colleagues have just said before, we have a revenue increase over 60%, which in figures comes to 40 million, by doing all the great things that we said we do with innovation and so forth. And for an environmental impact, what does that mean also? It actually means that we avoid in the last year 225 kilotons of carbon avoidance. But did you know that's nothing in comparison to the substantial reduction you see by using glass back into the furnace as much as you can, that avoids the manufacturer's carbon footprint as well. It helps that entire process, and that's a bigger figure that we don't use here today, but it's a very big figure. Before I hand back to and pass on to another very, very good-looking presenter, I'd just like to finish how I started, which is to do a nice, important, fun fact for glass. Glass recycling. Did you know that can replace 95% of the raw materials used in the melting process? 95%. As long as the quality's good enough. Disclaimer. Really appreciate being able to present to you today. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Glass is very recyclable. It's been here 3,000 years, 3,000 BC. It's been here a lot of years, right? It's going to be a lot more years after us as well. It's one of the ones that is highly investable.